Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Shukri. My metric number is 56668. I'm from K1 and my lecturer name is Dr. Shanas. Today I will present the financial statement analysis. Okay, so I do the analysis for two company for the liquidity. So the company that I choose is Sunway Construction Group Berhad and Agason Berhad. Okay, the analysis that I do is about the current ratio, quick exit ratio, account receivable turnover, and inventory turnover. Okay, for the first current ratio, that is Sunway Construction Group Berhad is current asset divided by current liability. So we look to the financial statement, the annual report, and I calculate and I get 1.5263 for the current ratio Sunway Construction Group Berhad. Okay, next is asset test ratio for Sunway Construction Group Berhad. The formula is cash plus marketable security plus account receivable and divide by current liability. So I get 1.3485 for the asset test ratio. Next is the account receivable turnover. So the formula to calculate account receivable turnover is net credit sale divided by average account receivable. So I get the answer is 2.078 for account receivable turnover of Sunway Construction Group Berhad. And the lastly is inventory turnover. Inventory, the formula of inventory turnover is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. So I get 50.59 for the inventory turnover. Next, for the Agason Berhad, the current ratio of Agason Berhad is 2.089. The asset test ratio for Agason Berhad, I get 0.4999. For the account receivable turnover, I get 2.0553 for the Agason Berhad, and the inventory turnover for Agason Berhad, I get 1.5837. So the summary is for the current ratio. Current ratio is ratio that measure whether the company have the ability to pay short-term obligation. So that Agason Berhad has the higher ratio, that is 2.089 compared with Sunway Construction Group Berhad, which is 1.5263. It shows that Agason Berhad is more likely can pay their creditor back, and also show the company has the ability to efficiently change their product into cash. Okay, for the asset test ratio, test ratio is measure the ability of the business to pay its short-term liability with asset that can be easily convert to cash, or what we call liquid asset. The difference between current ratio and quick ratio is the current ratio use all the current asset, while quick ratio only use asset that can be quickly turned into cash. Sunway Construction Group Berhad has the higher quick ratio at 1.3485, while Agason Berhad has quick ratio at 0.4999. This is show that Sunway Construction Group Berhad is able to pay back its current liability because it has more than enough liquidity to cover up its current liability, while Agason Berhad has lower asset test, while its lower liquidity and has lower percentage to pay its current liability because its liquidity is not enough to cover up its current liability. Okay, third is account receivable turnover. Account receivable turnover is measure the ability of a business in collecting money owed by customer or client or account receivable. A high account receivable turnover indicate that is efficient in term of collecting their debt. Sunway Construction Group Berhad has higher account receivable at 2.078 compared with Agason Berhad at 2.0553. both company are not good enough in terms of collecting their debt. If we compare in it with an average account receivable turnover, but Sunway Construction Group Berhad has the higher probability to collect back the account receivable compared with Agasan Berhad. And the lastly is inventory turnover is that show how many times the company sold and restock the inventory during a period. It shows that the company is balanced between having enough inventory on hand and not having a restock is too frequently. In this situation, the ratio shows that Sunway Construction Group Berhad has inventory turnover at 50.59 compared with Agasan Berhad at 1.5837. This shows the Sunway Construction Group Berhad has a better decision making and well managed inventory. While Agasan Berhad show that the stock is higher than the sale, the company not good enough in generate sale from its inventory. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.